Yo, what is good? My anime faithful. What is good, yo? Guys, we have seen us some ridiculous things in Fire Force, but to think that our man with the glasses was finally about to get his moment, and his moment was going to be almost as epic, if not more epic, than some of the stuff main characters have done. Well, Sheen has done anyway, our main guy. If you told me that was gonna happen, I probably wouldn't believe you. I mean, he is pretty like on people's case about certain things, but to think that he would have this hype of a moment, you would fool me. Really interesting stuff where he is not only pushing himself to the limit, but he's really living up to his title of lieutenant. And not only that, in a situation where he was looking like he was practically going to die and not have a chance, he pulls a rabbit out of his hat, and this rabbit just happened to be a knight. No, not a knight, a samurai. No, not a samurai, but a samurai knight. Yeah, that's it. Or a knight samurai, whatever one floats your boat. Of course, Arthur showing up and being the end all be all of, what did he learn from his training? What did he actually, wind up getting from working with the strongest, if not the strongest, Fire Force person as of still probably right now with all of his techniques and direct attacks. Not only his direct attacks, but being able to feel the breath or the life of the battle and not being able to really lose track of anybody, even if he's under mirage and all this stuff. Imagine what Arthur did, but someone in a mastered level of it. And I just learned that every time I do my soul edge, my bar changes colors. That's not good. Or it starts to anyway. Oh, that was sick. You saw that jump. But yeah, overall, we get to see just Arthur's 100% prowess at this point. Fire Force has been showing nothing but growth for our characters after, Vulcan has shown up. He's given them chances to really be able to put up a good fight. In the case of the girl with the spitters, being able to send them at such a far range and be able to attack, not only just attack, but, handle your own from a distance and close range. It's really good for her, seeing how she's so strong close range by herself. This is still the first stage, Ivy. Can we chill out? Can we chill? Jeez. You turn on the video camera and all these characters want to be on film looking cool. Jeez. But regardless of what, the main character, like, you can't even really look at it like main characters with this show anymore because everybody's seemingly getting their moments to shine that is needed. I mean, besides maybe so much the girl who is the fan service of the show, I mean, sure, she did get a little bit of a moment to shine, but at the same time, they then, downplay her very heavily at the same time while giving her this moment where you're like, oh, that's cool, she's naked. Oh, that's cool. She didn't really do anything. She needed help. Like, it feels like every time she gets up, they kind of just knock her down, and that sucks. Uh, I'm thinking of what else I wanted to say about her when it came down to what else can like she do? The fan service girl, like they pretty much made it so other characters don't even know it's her if someone was imitating her with a deeper voice, unless she trips and her clothes fall off. Like, it's just a weird way of having her character not seem that important as she could be. Or not important, but taken serious. That's what I want to say. She could be taken a lot more seriously than she is, but she's not. And that's just because the show chooses to treat her like so. The manga, the overall plot is her being that way for whatever reason there is. So that kind of sucks for her, but at the same time, it's kind of expected at this point when we've seen so much of it since the first time we've met her till all the way now. She has not changed. And that's another way of the show kind of being like, well, yeah, that's her. If she isn't doing that, then who do you think she is? Not that character. So that's an interesting approach. But let's talk about the guy with the glasses because he really stole the show this week. Even though his battle was kind of for like kind of got taken over by Arthur at the end, it was still one of the more hyper things I've seen because it's him versus an accurate person who not only supposedly, compromised his spot to her earlier by just shooting his first shotgun shot. She should have known where he was ever since, what she pretty much did by shooting a pillar next to the pillar he's at, the one in front of him, because there's two pillars and one's blocking her view from him. So she was trying to destroy the pillar as much as possible, so there was least obstacles for him to have to hide behind. So it's those types of actions and those types of like mindsets of these two long range like gunners that came across in this battle was fire. Them just going at each other, pretty much two tanks shooting heavy artillery at each other from across a battlefield and wrecking everything in its way. Like not much else was happening besides boom, 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 just back and forth. He pulls out this rifle that is shooting such a much like concentrated and so much power and force going through it that it's breaking the barrel every single time, and he has to continuously just switch barrels. And then to think that he's losing consciousness because this girl with the arrows are shooting shots that not only are they blowing up in his face, the equivalent as this barrel breaking bullets he's using, right? So he's not only getting hit by some things like shockwave that would, break a normal or a lesser person, he's then getting back up and shooting something, and it has so much kick. That thing probably has so much kick in it, and he's not even moving. So they're just giving you another understanding of how much practice, or not practice, but how much strength and accuracy and intelligence he has with his firearms that should actually have you, or at least have the other characters worried for their lives, because they don't really have a chance if they're going to fight him in an artillery battle. You better get close and personal. And even then, he makes the gorilla girl scared at times, but I think it's more or less for the reason that he's just strict, and she's she's an underlink, so she's not supposed to be able to like go against his authority. But I mean, I don't know if she would lose a battle hand-to-hand combat with him, though. I mean, maybe if he had his pistols, but still, I still feel like she's the strongest close quarters almost, and then he is the ranger, and then now with our rookies, they're becoming like non-range, but they're both becoming close range fighters. I wonder if they're going to have to get ranged, if they're going to make that a part of the show, or if they're just going to play this part of like, oh no, they don't need any range attack because they have teammates that do that for them. So who knows? I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are thinking of this overall. As a whole, Fire Force has been getting pretty fun to watch. I think it's interesting because I don't usually turn off my brains with a lot of these like animes where there's a lot of action and whatnot going to happen, but we're going into our next fight next week with two fire non-users from the Fire Force team going against someone who could have been the equivalent of a captain with the power we have already seen a little bit of it, where he's controlling his limbs and stuff to go flying around, which I don't think is going to be as much of a problem in this confined space. There's not like trees it can wrap around and just shoot around and stuff. But the thing about this overall like mission where they fall and they all get separated and they're all fighting their own separate battles and overcoming trials and tribulations of the battles, it feels like it's a little lackluster though for some reason to me. It feels like maybe because I've seen these types of situations happen so many different times. A group, a team goes somewhere and then they get separated. I think the way they got separated just by the mist coming up and then they all just reacting their own ways. I mean, one of them got like dragged, so that wasn't his fault, right? But The others just kind of did their own thing. They just started chasing or doing whatever they wanted to do, and that was the awkward part about it. But then on the flip side, you have these amazing battles that grow their characters one by one, or sometimes even two of them at the same time, with Arthur showing us his breathing technique and absolutely destroying this guy who wasn't even trying to fight Arthur. At the end of the day, he was trying to be sneaky enough to attack the man who had taken out the Arrow Girl, which of course she's not even dead. So it kind of goes to tell you yet again with this show is what's the point of fighting these people as of right now besides getting their brother? And you're not, are they gonna take them in as prisoners? Everybody that doesn't die in this battle, they're gonna handcuff them and put them in the back of the car or something, right? Like, those are the types of things that I'm thinking about at the end of this arc, or like what comes after this. Or if you beat up all these people, is someone going to show up, like a bad guy going to show up and try to take them all out? Because remember, anybody who was about to give up information or be captured has always been killed. So what's stopping them from, taking out these people is they're the ones that were taking out the people that were losing. The people that were doing the assassination are the ones losing. So Fire Force is looking good, but at the same time, if you are not a big fan of not only the plot, but you like the characters and you like the way that they fight and stuff, then you might be pretty happy with how this battle takes place. But to think that the plot of this area is kind of lackluster to me is kind of sad, because this is an awesome way to have stuff kicking off. We even seen our main character use his ability as well as Arthur use his ability in combat, and they both worked really well. But at the same time, it feels like there's still something missing, and I don't know what it is. And I hope that once I figure it out, the show is still amazing to me and it can nail it 100%. So all that being said, I will talk to you guys in the next one. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. So with that, peace.